Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a prince who was cursed by an enchantress. This curse transformed him into a fearsome beast, trapping him in a life of isolation and despair. The once handsome prince became a creature feared by all who encountered him. His days were filled with loneliness and longing for a way to break free from this wretched curse. Hidden deep within the dense forest, the secluded castle stood as a haunting reminder of the beast's cursed existence. Its towering walls and intricate architecture spoke of a bygone era, where opulence and grandeur reigned supreme. The castle's once vibrant halls now echoed with emptiness, its rooms filled with remnants of a forgotten past. Cobwebs adorned the corners, while dust settled on the ornate furniture. It was a place frozen in time, untouched by the outside world. Only the occasional gust of wind whispered through the cracked windows, carrying with it the melancholic sighs of the beast's solitude.
In the depths of a secluded castle, I, the beast, lived a life cursed by my own arrogance. I spurned an enchantress who appeared one fateful night. In her wrath, she transformed me into this monstrous form, my outer appearance now reflecting the ugliness within me. As the enchantress cast her spell, a mixture of shock, disbelief, and fear washed over me. In an instant, I felt a searing pain course through my body, a physical manifestation of the inner transformation that was taking place. My limbs twisted, my skin contorted, and my senses were overwhelmed by the shifting of my very being. In that moment, I understood the gravity of my actions and the consequences of my arrogance. Regret flooded my thoughts as I realized the irreversible nature of the curse. The enchantress's words echoed in my ears, a haunting reminder of the shallowness and cruelty that had led me to this point. As the transformation continued, I caught glimpses of my once handsome reflection in the mirror, now distorted and grotesque. The weight of my deeds bore down on me, and I could only watch helplessly as my identity was stripped away, replaced by the monstrous form that matched the ugliness within my heart. It was a moment of profound realization, a harsh awakening to the depth of my flaws and the need for redemption. The pain of the transformation was not just physical, but a mirror to the internal changes that were essential for me to learn the true meaning of love, compassion, and humility. Years passed, and I became a recluse, locked away from the world. A single rose, the last reminder of my humanity, held the key to breaking the curse. And then, fate intervened. A kind and courageous girl named Belle stumbled upon my castle, seeking her father's freedom. When Belle's love for her father led her to make the ultimate sacrifice, taking his place as my prisoner, I realized the depth of her compassion. For her one act taught me about compassion, forgiveness, and the true meaning of sacrifice. It was then that I understood the true nature of love and redemption. Seeing her love so pure and selfless, I realized that I could not treat her as a threat. As days turned into weeks, Belle's presence chipped away at the walls I had built around myself. Her gentle demeanor and unwavering compassion began to heal the scars of my past. Despite my monstrous exterior, she saw the remnants of the prince I once was. Belle's unwavering belief in my inner goodness became a mirror that started to reflect my own self-worth. Slowly, we began to connect, sharing stories, laughter, and quiet moments. Her love for books and her willingness to look beyond appearances intrigued me. As I began to open my heart to Belle, a magical bond began to form between us. It was a connection that transcended appearances and delved deep into the core of our beings. I found myself falling in love with her, though I feared my feelings could never be reciprocated. Through our shared experiences and genuine care for one another, I felt as if my exterior began to fade away, revealing the gentle soul that had long been hidden beneath. Love became the catalyst for melting away the anger and bitterness that had consumed me for years. The transformation was not just physical but also emotional, as I started to learn to let go of my past and embrace a future filled with hope and love. As the moments ticked away and rose petals fell, I found myself ensnared by a whirlwind of emotions, a tempest of hope and uncertainty that stirred within me. My heart, once guarded by layers of bitterness, now fluttered like a caged bird yearning to take flight. Every step I took towards the grand ballroom felt like a journey into uncharted territory, a realm of vulnerability that I had long shunned. The weight of my past actions bore down on me, mingling with the warmth of newfound affection. Doubt gnawed at my thoughts. Would she see beyond the scars that marred my soul? Would the prince beneath the exterior be enough to capture her heart? Yet, a glimmer of optimism pierced through the shadows, fueled by the connection we had forged, the shared moments that had kindled a spark between us. As I donned the elegantly tailored suit, fingers trembling slightly, I caught sight of my reflection. The visage that stared back at me was a stark contrast to the beast of old, a man, a prince, reborn by the power of love and redemption. A sense of determination welled up within me, a resolve to seize this fleeting chance, to dance not only with her but with the possibility of a future transformed. The anticipation pulsed through my veins as I made my way to the ballroom, the soft strains of music floating through the air like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. And then, as I stood before her, nervousness and exhilaration collided. Her eyes, pools of endless kindness, met mine, and for a moment, time itself seemed to suspend, leaving only the two of us in a world apart. With a trembling hand, I offered it to her, an invitation to step into a shared rhythm, a dance of souls seeking to bridge the gap between past and present. As our fingers touched, a surge of electricity coursed through me, a reminder that despite the trials and tribulations that had brought us to this moment, we were here, united by a love that defied appearances. As the music swelled, we moved, a delicate waltz that transcended the confines of the ballroom. Each step felt like a confession, a whisper of emotions that needed no words. The world around us faded, leaving only the music, the dance, and the enchanting presence of Belle. In her arms, I found solace, a sanctuary from the doubts that had plagued me for so long. As the dance drew to a close, I gazed into her eyes, a kaleidoscope of emotions reflected back at me. Fear, vulnerability, hope, and a burgeoning affection danced within her gaze, mirroring the tumultuous sea of feelings that surged within me. And in that moment, as the final notes of the music drifted away, I knew that this dance was just the beginning, a prelude to a love story that had the power to rewrite the very fabric of our destinies. As Belle's affection for me grew, the enchantress's curse began to weaken, revealing my human form once more. Through Belle's eyes, I see the beauty within, a beauty that surpasses any physical form. No longer defined by my monstrous appearance, I slowly reveal my true nature, one of kindness, compassion, and love. That true beauty lies not in outward appearances, but in the depths of our hearts. As I watched Belle leave the castle to save her father, conflicting emotions churned within me. Fear gripped my heart, knowing the dangers that awaited her in the outside world, while a deep sense of love and admiration for her selflessness filled my being. It was a bittersweet moment, as I grappled with the idea of letting her go to ensure her safety, even though every fiber of my being wanted to keep her by my side. Yet, I knew that her journey was necessary, a testament to her unwavering devotion and the strength of the bond we shared. As Gaston and the villagers stormed the castle, a surge of anger and helplessness consumed me. The very people I had hoped to change and win over had succumbed to fear and hatred, driven by Gaston's manipulative words. The pain of betrayal cut deep, mingling with the frustration of being unable to defend my home and the newfound love I had discovered with Belle. Amidst the chaos, a sense of desperation to protect those I cared for surged within me. As the battle raged on, I realized the irony of the situation. The monster they saw me as was nothing compared to the cruelty and ugliness that Gaston and his mob displayed. It was a heartbreaking moment, witnessing the destruction of the haven I had created, the transformation of my beloved castle into a battlefield. But through the turmoil, my thoughts remained with Belle. I feared for her safety, praying that she would escape the violence unharmed. Even in the midst of the chaos, my love for her burned fiercely, and I longed for the chance to see her once more, to protect her and show her the depth of my feelings. As the final petal of the enchanted rose fell, the castle seemed to hold its breath, bracing for the inevitable. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and a hush settled over the grand halls and corridors, as if time itself held its course. In that suspended moment, the enchantress's magic began to weave its intricate threads of transformation. From deep within the heart of the castle, a soft, golden light emerged, gently illuminating the surroundings. The walls seemed to shimmer and tremble, as if they were shedding their burdens of despair and gloom. Dust and cobwebs dissipated into thin air, revealing the intricate tapestries, ornate furnishings, and exquisite artworks that had been hidden beneath the shroud of the curse. Simultaneously, the once somber servants who had been trapped as household objects began to regain their human forms. With each passing second, their expressions shifted from those of stoic resignation to joyful realization, as they reawakened to the world they had long been isolated from. In the heart of the castle's chambers, I was the central figure in this profound metamorphosis. My body trembled as the enchantress's magic enveloped me, and a warm, ethereal light bathed my monstrous form. Fur receded, sharp claws dulled, and jagged features softened, revealing the visage of a prince that had long been hidden beneath layers of bitterness. The transformation was not just external, but a profound internal shift as well. As the last remnants of the curse faded, my eyes, once filled with anger and despair, now sparkled with a mixture of awe and humility. I took tentative steps, testing my newfound humanity. A sense of wonder washed over me as I began to experience the world through senses that had been dormant for so long. The castle, once a labyrinth of shadows, was now aglow with light, each corner alive with color and vibrancy. Sunlight streamed through windows that had long been obscured, casting intricate patterns across the newly polished floors. The very air seemed to resonate with a newfound sense of life and hope, as if the castle itself rejoiced in its liberation. And so, as the enchantress's magic completed its work, I stood as a symbol of transformation, of the capacity for change and growth that resides within even the most hardened hearts. The castle, too, was reborn, a testament to the power of love and redemption to break through the darkest of curses and restore beauty to even the most desolate of places. In the end, it was Belle's love and her ability to see past my exterior that saved both of us. The spell was broken, the castle transformed, and I was finally free from the chains of my own pride and selfishness. And so, a tale as old as time reminded us that love has the power to heal even the deepest wounds and transform the most unlikely of souls. With the curse lifted, my redemption was not just about breaking the curse, but about embracing my authentic self and finding acceptance in the world for who I truly was. It is a reminder that this enchanting tale of love and self-discovery is the transformative power of seeing beyond the surface to uncover the true essence of a person. Belle and I embraced our newfound freedom and embarked on a journey to mend the relationships that had been fractured by my previous behavior. The castle, once a place of darkness, began to radiate with warmth and laughter as the enchanted servants regained their human forms. As Belle and I explored the world beyond the castle walls, I marveled at the simple joys of life that I had long forgotten. Together, we visited villages, shared meals with villagers, and gradually won over their hearts by showing them that true change was possible, even for someone who had been as cruel and monstrous as I once was. The people who once feared and shunned me came to admire the transformation that love had brought about. Our love story became an inspiration, a testament to the power of redemption and the capacity for change that resides within us all. Over time, Belle and I married, and the kingdom flourished under our rule. We worked tirelessly to promote understanding, compassion, and acceptance among our people. The scarred prince who had once locked himself away was now a compassionate and just ruler, always seeking to make amends for his past mistakes. In the years that followed, our love story became a legend, passed down through generations as a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that true beauty lies within the heart. The castle, once a symbol of isolation and despair, now stood as a beacon of hope and love, a living reminder that even the darkest of souls can find redemption through the transformative power of love and compassion.